Just want to let you guys know that we are doing a giveaway and we are going to announce the winner on New Year's Eve. If you want to enter, it's going to be a $50 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is subscribe to the Lounge with Jake Ellenbogen channel, my brand new channel, and drop a comment on the community post. That's it. That's simple. Now let's get started. Welcome back, folks. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and today we're going to be talking about Kyren Williams. I feel like we've done this before because we have, but I also feel like it's still necessary to make a video on this topic. Before we dive into it, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan, including Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Kick. And in addition to that, just want to let you guys know that today's sponsor of the video is Prize Picks. And let me tell you right now, tomorrow, or you're watching this, of course, the day of, Chicago has a chance to put Seattle in a very, very bad spot. How bad? Well, let's put it this way. The Rams win this weekend. They're likely going to clinch the playoffs, even with a loss to Seattle in Week 18. But it is no doubt about it. If they win this weekend and Seattle loses to the Bears, it's done. So head on over to Prize Picks and get in on the action there, because Thursday night is going to be a lot of fun, hopefully, rooting for Chicago to beat Seattle. But I do have to say, you got some good picks here. Jackson Smith and Jigba seems like just every single week he feels like a good one there, 73.5. Go with the more there, I would say. Then you got Caleb Williams to just throw one touchdown pass. I like that. And I'm probably going to go with, let's see here. I'm probably going to go with DJ Moore, more than 5.5 receptions. So you can go and get in on the action using the code JKBogan. It's going to get you $50 instantly when you play at least a $5 lineup, win or lose. So if you play this, you put in $5, you're golden. That is Prize Picks. Again, JKBogan is the code. All right, guys. So You might not realize this, but Kyren Williams has a chance to do something that no Ram has done since 2010. And it's very simple. He doesn't have to really do a whole lot. It's not a super productive stat. But Kyren Williams, with 10 more touches on the year, will have the most touches a Rams player has had since 2010, Sam Bradford's rookie season, Steven Jackson. So I bring that up because it is kind of a reminder here that, and I understand there's been kind of this regurgitated narrative that running backs do not matter, when in fact, I think Kyren is the example of why they do. And I think Kyren might be worth paying at some point. Now, I'm not saying that the Rams have to pay him right this second, but I think at some point it's going to make sense. So you look at Kyren Williams right now. The big thing going into the season was, oh, he can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy. It's such a concern. Well, lo and behold, he's first in snap share with 88%. That's most in the league. Just like last year, he was over 90%, and he was first in the league. So Kyren Williams has taken on the brunt of the workload, and he has played every single game thus far. And don't worry, I'm knocking on wood in the background here, so don't panic. But all jokes aside, Kyren Williams is second in carries. He's got over 300 carries, something Todd Gurley never did as a Ram. So that's something to keep in mind. Third in rushing yards, only behind the two aliens ahead of him in Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry, who one has over 1,800 yards and is trying to pass Eric Dickerson's record, and the other has 1,700 yards. So incredible stuff there. He has 1,243 rushing yards. Brings his yards per carry percentage up to 4.1. I feel like a lot of people knock on him because of that, but you got to keep this in mind, okay? There are a lot of variables that go into this. The first is when you're talking about a 4.1 yards per carry average, that's not bad. That's really not bad. It's Todd Gurley at his best. It's not like he was getting 5.1 or 5.2, right? So that's important to keep in mind. But next up is, this guy was labeled as injury prone coming into the year because I have not finished that point. I have not brought that home. He was injury prone coming into the year. He has played every single game, and he has had to tote the rock for 25 plus times, multiple times this year, including a 29 carry game, back-to-back games in a 4-day span. And you know what? He does it with a smile on his face. He loves doing this. He is not afraid. He does not back down from anything. Again, 88% of snaps. The offensive line, it wasn't fully healthy until week 13. So it's not easy to run the ball in the NFL. It's not easy to run the ball in the NFL, when you're not 6'2" and whatever. Kyren is at a disadvantage because of his size. Kyren's at a disadvantage because of the offensive line. So now the offensive line's healthy, and look at what we're seeing. There were 10 different offensive linemen that had started games this year, and 10 of Kyren's opponents, out of the 15 he's played, they have been statistically top 15 against the run. So strength of schedule has come into play, lack of offensive line, whatever, right? And I know some people will just say, yeah, that's just an excuse. You're just making excuses. No, it's the reason. And you know how we know that? Because look at what happens when Kyren has a healthy offensive line and they're gelled. Look at what he's doing. I'm sorry, you don't win that Jets game with Matthew Stafford throwing 110 yards without Kyren Williams doing his thing. He was spectacular in that game. He was spectacular since the Eagles game. He's been spectacular. And even in the Eagles game, he was very, very good running the football. He just kept fumbling. That was the big issue. So the thing that bothers me here is this is a guy that the Rams have had to lean on most of the year because their offense just has not been consistent. Their passing game has not been consistent. And that's not me just saying that. I mean, everyone knows it, right? But I want to make this clear. While they're focusing on letting Kyren do all the work, 13 rushing touchdowns, all of that, being the man in the red zone, he's still getting flack. He's not fast enough. He doesn't have the explosive grade. I don't really care. I don't care. The problem is you have these people who don't know what they're talking about, and they're either in the fantasy community or they're in the NFL draft community. And the reason I bring this up is because they want to say that without watching every Rams game, they want to act like he's a product of the system. And I just don't think that's fair. If anything, I think Kyren Williams is a big reason why this offense is moving the way it is. If you plugged in Blake Corum like every fantasy football nerd wanted them to do, I don't think they have as many wins. And I like Corum. But you're missing a key component here, and that is pass protection. That is experience. That is having a nose for the end zone. You know why Blake Corum doesn't have his first touchdown of the year yet? Because they tried to give it to him at the goal line multiple times throughout the year, sporadically, not multiple, but and he didn't punch it in. And on short yardage, there's not a better running back in the league at just finding a hole and hitting it than Kyren. Say what you will about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry will bowl guys over. Kyren doesn't have to. He finds the hole and he hits it. There's no wasted motion. He's really freaking good. And I just feel like it's gotten to this point where we're just okay moving on from him and just assuming Blake Corum is going to be the guy. And I like Corum, okay? I do. But you don't have to let Kyren go just because you drafted a running back in the third round. Okay, like Darrell Henderson was drafted in the third round, didn't stop him from taking Cam Akers, and Darrell Henderson still ended up starting more games than Cam Akers. Now, I know he went down with a serious injury, and I get that, but still. So, look, I wanted to bring this up because it's frustrating me, and I want to make it very clear by using statistical analysis and just my takeaways that Kyren Williams is starting to be up there as far as, yeah, he might actually be worth the price of admission for the Rams. Now, I understand people are of the belief they're not going to pay a running back because of Todd Gurley, but I have to push back here, okay? That might be the case because just the thought of paying another running back after the injury, that could cloud what the Rams want to do. However, they are not the same situation. Kyren Williams does not have a torn ACL on the docket like Todd Gurley had. Todd Gurley had a very traumatic and gruesome injury in college. Now, he never had that in the NFL, and, whatever, but it was reported many times he had an arthritic knee, and that happened because of the previous injury. Kyren Williams had a clean bill of health at Notre Dame. So it's not like you're signing a guy who has really bad injuries down the stretch, okay? He had some freak stuff last year. He's been healthy this year. Like, you see what I'm saying? So that's the thing with Kyren, is that I feel like right now there's a lot of people that want to say he's not the fastest, all that, and they want to just make all these arguments about why he shouldn't be paid. Well, you know what? I understand going from Todd Gurley to then not having that breakaway speed. I just watched a clip, the 80-yard screen pass he just houses against the Titans in 2017. Like, that was incredible, okay? And you watch Saquon Barkley and you're like, yeah, I missed that. But you know what? Kyren Williams makes up for what he lacks. He doesn't have the long speed. He doesn't have that elite burst, but he has better vision than just about everyone in the league except for a couple that have that elite burst and have that long speed. Would you rather have a guy that gets first down, and just maybe the drive has to be 17 plays instead of getting out of it in 7 to 10 plays, but you have a guy that is wearing down defenses. He can't be stopped. He doesn't have a lot of negative yard runs. He's constantly falling forward. He's constantly getting the first down. He's a, true end zone threat because of just his ability in the red zone to run the football, find and hit the hole. Pass protection, how many times are we talking about him in pass protection where he makes some huge blitz pickup? That's the thing. Before you complain about what he doesn't have, understand what he does and understand that not many in the league have that. So that's what I wanted to really say. And I understand, again, there's going to be pushback. I would never pay a running back, whatever. And that's fine. That's your prerogative. But at the same time, I'm just telling you right now, this is probably the best time to pay a running back. So the reason I say that is because we now have over double-digit 1,000-yard rushers in week 17. Last year, there were 4 at that same time. So we're seeing it. We're seeing it more and more. Okay, they're running the football. Do you know why? Because we have that soft shell defense that has taken over the league. Focusing on the pass, not really focusing on the run, light boxes, able to run against that, right? Well, that's going to change. There's going to be a correction. What I mean by a correction is like no different than the stock market. You know how the stock market has a market correction? Things have to change. They have to swing backwards. Well, that's what's going to happen because eventually these teams are going to read the data. All their analytical departments are going to see it and see, oh, wow, defenses are getting gashed by the run. Maybe we need to go to a more balanced defense and we can't focus so much on playing the pass and having an emphasis on stopping the pass defense or passing offense. And that right there is why you would pay Kyren. Because when shit hits the fan and defenses are playing and you're getting 8 and 9 guys in the box again more consistently, the best running backs, the cream is going to rise to the top. and that is Kyren Williams. And guess what? You're going to get him on a deal. Because if you tried to sign this level of player, a back-to-back 1,000-yard rusher, one of the best pass protectors in the league, one of the best scoring running backs in the league, if you tried to sign that guy, he would cost you a pretty penny. And that's the thing. Because back in the day when Todd Gurley got paid and Le'Veon Bell got paid, they may not have gotten paid what they wanted to, but that was good money. I feel like based on that, there's been a market correction just in the running back market. And now it's affordable to pay running backs. And what I would ask you is this. Would you pay Kyren Williams? And would you pay Kyren Williams this? Because according to Spotrac, the market value is 3 years, $30.7 million. That is a $10.2 million AAV, which is average annual value. I don't see how you don't pay him. The Rams paid $10 million this year on the books, okay? His cap hit was $10 million to Joe Noteboom, right? Jonah Jackson got paid $18 million, and he is sitting on the bench. They're not even using him in jumbo formations. Now, I understand some people would say two wrongs don't make a right. But at the same time, that's not really what I'm getting at. I'm saying, do you really think Kyren Williams and his 13 touchdowns and his 1,200 rushing yards behind the fact that the offensive line had 10 starters this year and didn't get healthy until week 13, and the offensive passing game was just really not that great for the majority of the season, and this run game bailed him out? Do you really think that's not worth paying $10 million a year? Like, really? I understand you might want a guy who's taller. You might want this. You might want that. You might be a little picky, but you can't tell me that you would want to see the Rams right now without Kyren Williams, because that's just not living in reality. They wouldn't be in this position without Kyren Williams. Since they started 1-4, they are by far the best team of the 1-4 teams. They went 8-2. Since they started 1-4 and they've now gone 8-2, well, guess what? Since you've seen Seattle go 5-5, you've seen the Cardinals go 5-5, you've seen the San Francisco 49ers go 4-6. Do you know what all of those teams have in common? The teams I just mentioned, the 49ers, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks have dealt with injuries in the running back room. They have. Seattle has not had Kenneth Walker, okay? And right now, I don't know if he's their starter or if they prefer Charbonnet. I don't know. But the point is, Kenneth Walker has not been healthy. Christian McCaffrey has not been healthy. Jordan Mason, not healthy, right? James Conner is the heart and soul of the Cardinals. So when he can't play, that's not the same team. Okay? Kyren Williams has been everything to this team. You just got a little distracted because of that Eagles game when he fumbled twice. Okay, that's fair. Let's get back onto it. He's been one of the best running backs all year. He's been one of the best running backs since the fumble game. And he's probably one of the more valuable offensive players because of how he impacts the game. And if you want to hold against him the passing game, well, guess what? They don't use the running backs in the passing game. It's not just Kyren. You see Blake Corum in there. He's not getting 5, 6, 7 catches a game. They don't have an Alvin Kamara. And even if they did, I don't even think they'd be throwing to Alvin Kamara because they don't throw to the running backs. So how is that Kyren's fault? So again, I will tell you right now, he is worth every single penny. I think if it's 3 years, 30-something million, you have to do that. I don't see how you wouldn't. It's probably going to be more than that. It's probably going to be 4 for 52 or 4 for 50 or something along those lines. And you know what? He's worth it. It's not bad to pay a running back. Everyone acts like it's bad because they have obviously this preconceived wall. And that's fine, whatever. But if you want to act like it's bad to pay a running back because they paid Todd Gurley and it didn't work out, completely different thing. So in conclusion, Kyren Williams is the gift that keeps on giving. He's going into a contract year, so you don't have to pay him right away. But it is a reminder, when you look at this Rams team this Saturday night, when you look at the fact that they are 1 win away, pretty much in all likelihood, 1 win away from a playoff berth and an NFC West title for the first time since they won the Super Bowl, just remember, Kyren Williams has added stability to this offense, and he has added stability to this run game that they have not had since Todd Gurley. Okay? And that is not something to just take for granted. I know I'm not. So, in conclusion, Kyren Williams is still him, and I understand some people may like Blake Corum, and you have that right. I like him. But Blake Corum is not Kyren Williams. Not right now. Maybe he will be down the stretch. Maybe he'll be better. But what I know right now is that if I need 100 yards, I need you to run it 29 times. I need you to step up into the heat of pressure, stick your face in the fan, knowing you're going to get the blades right in the eye, knowing you're going to get, stick your head down the barrel of a shotgun. I know Kyren is going to do that. He's going to leave it all on the field. If I am running the ball on 4th and inches, there's not a single running back that I would take over Kyren Williams. I'm not kidding you. Derrick Henry, you would have an argument because he could bowl people over. But that low center of gravity that Kyren has, he uses it so well and to his advantage to fall forward. And he just finds it. He finds the end zone. You can't teach that. So those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. I think that AAV is absolutely fair. Might even be a little lower than I would. I'd probably pay him $12 million. Maybe if it was a little bit more than that, I'd still go. I think he is worth it. He's absolutely worth it. He's a young player. He's the heart and soul right now. He's the engine of this offense. But anyway, curious what you guys think. Be sure to check out today's sponsor, Prize Picks, using the code JKBogan to get $50 instantly when you play a $5 lineup and get in on the action with Prize Picks. Tonight, Seattle, Chicago, you want to get some skin in the game, you can do so with Prize Picks. But that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks. Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.